Hey guys, I hear that you really like your new place at the Warwick, and I'm so excited to hear that. That makes me feel very, very, very happy. So, um, sorry I missed on the video yesterday, but I'm trying to get back into the habit now. So now that you have Wi-Fi again, I'll keep posting these. So just to give you some updates on our quest to catch them all, there's a new event right now for Pokemon Go. It's a water event, so there's lots of water type Pokemon that are more commonly available, including this guy. Caught that guy today in Nashville, so might be able to stock up on some Laprasises. Um, the other guy I caught recently that's new that I don't think you boys have seen. This is one of them, the Bayleaf. And then, where did he go? Oh yeah, the Houndoom. So, those are the new ones recently. Maybe I'll evolve something. I can evolve a Kingdra for you next time. Um, but for now, we need to get back to Genesis. And we need to remember what happened when we ended up. We're in the middle of Genesis 32. Jacob is traveling with all of his family and all of his flocks and all of his wealth and all of his tents and things. He's traveling from Laban's area back to where he grew up, where his father and mother were, and where his brother still is. And if you remember the last time we left Jacob, he sent some messengers to his brother to say, "Hey, I'm coming home." And then the messengers came back and they said, "Hey, guess what? Esau's coming out to meet you." And he brought with him 400 armed men. So Jacob was feeling pretty scared about that. So he gathered a bunch of his flocks and herds and money, and he sent it all ahead as a big gift for Esau. Basically to say, "Hey, sorry for all the bad things I did. Here's a lot of things. Here's a lot of money and a lot of flocks and goats and stuff. Hopefully you'll forgive me." But before they meet, there's a really interesting and kind of strange thing that happens. So this is that night after Jacob has learned that Esau is coming. He sends his family away, kind of to protect them. He sends a bunch of the gifts and things on ahead of him to hopefully make Esau forgive him. Then that night, Jacob is all alone, and this is where we'll pick up in the middle of Genesis 32. Genesis 32, sorry. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he could not defeat Jacob, he struck Jacob's hip socket as they wrestled and dislocated his hip. Daddy's never done that to you guys while we were wrestling. Then the man said to Jacob, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go, unless you bless me." "What is your name?" the man asked. "Jacob," he replied. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," he said. "It will be Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men, and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But the man answered, "Why do you ask my name?" And he blessed him there. So we'll read a little more, but I want to stop there and ask, boys, who do you think that man was? This person that Jacob wrestled with all night and that ended up blessing Jacob. Who do you think that was? Well, most people think that this was God, that somehow God came down, and I don't really understand why. We don't really understand what was going on, but wrestled with Jacob in a way. We don't know why. Sorry, boys. But the reason we think it's God is because of a couple things. One is he kind of performs that miracle where he's wrestling with Jacob, but Jacob won't let him go, and then he just touches his hip socket on his leg, and all of a sudden Jacob's hip is dislocated. So that's not just something an average person can do. But this part here, the man says, "Your name will no longer be Jacob," he said. "It will be Israel." And Israel means he struggled with God. The man says, "Because you have struggled with God and with men, have prevailed." So the very next verse, Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name," but it's kind of pointless because this man, this whoever Jacob was wrestling with, already told him, "I'm changing your name to Israel because you just struggle with God." And so that's the main reason we feel like this man, this being that Jacob wrestled with, was actually God. So again, we don't know why, and it is pretty confusing, but it's also very interesting. And let's read a little more. Verse 30, Jacob then named that place Peniel, for he said, "For I have seen God face to face." Peniel means face of God. Jacob said, "I have been delivered." The sun shone on him as he passed by Peniel, limping because of his hip. That is why to this day the Israelites don't eat the thigh muscle that is at the hip socket, because God struck Jacob's hip socket, the thigh muscle. So again, Jacob even confirms this. He realizes this was God. He names the place face of God because he said, "I've seen God face to face." So this is one of those interesting moments that God has with this family. So God has had several of those interesting moments with Abraham, right? God had a special relationship with Isaac, and now God has this special relationship with Jacob. And so part of that relationship here when Jacob's kind of at his lowest point, right? He feels like Esau's getting ready to come kill him, basically, and take away everything that he's worked for the past 20 years, his family and all his wealth. He's at his lowest point, and then God comes and wrestles with him all night long. And so, again, it's confusing. We don't exactly know why, but I feel like the point kind of is to show that no matter what we're facing, no matter what's going on, it's our connection with God that matters. And once Jacob was blessed by God, once Jacob kind of confirmed that that God was on his side, we're going to see what happens next with Esau and all that. We'll see that tomorrow. So again, this is a really interesting and kind of confusing and strange moment, but it's an important moment, and we'll talk about it some more as we kind of go forward in Genesis. So love you, boys. I'm very excited that the Warwick is nice, and I hope that you had a great time at the beach today. And I miss you guys very much. So I love you, boys.